got finger in the way. Right there in that rivet, I believe when we pull this out, we're going to find out that there's a little stopper nub in there that keeps this thing from rotating the whole way around. So you want to make sure you know where that was. And I should be able to pull this out. But at any rate, you can clean that grease out and put some fresh grease in there to lubricate the worm gear and the big gear around this contact plate. Oh, I think I know how I've pulled that out before. I think I took the back of the motor off. There's 2 bolts back here, or 2 nuts. If I get this, well, okay, this one's coming out of, this was already loose the way it was given to me. And yeah, this is spinning apart. I'll just show you the whole thing here. I've got some still photos in my build thread about this. But anyways, you get those loose. And you can see the motor starts separating here. I still don't have this other one. There it goes. There we go. Okay. So you can even, if you take this apart like this, you can clean back in here. That's just a bronze bushing that this end of the motor shaft rides in. So you can clean that, put a thin film of grease back on that. And then your motor, and it'll feel a little bit funky coming apart here because of the magnets in it. So you see that, and again, watch out for your seals. We've got little brushes here. If you don't have to take this apart, don't, because it's tricky getting these brushes back in place and putting the motor back together. Because those brushes, okay, the brushes ride on the commutator. That's these copper bars here, and they're separated by little slots, and they go to the windings on the motor, and that's part of how the motor works. But once the worm gear and shaft are out of the way, then this gear is going to lift up out of here much easier, or it should. I'm sorry, I keep getting my finger in the way there. Let's see if I could just, there it goes. All right, now you can see all the old semi-dried grease. You can look down there in the hole where the worm gear goes. So this can all be cleaned out and re-lubricated, and just regular wheel bearing grease will be fine. You do not want grease on those metal sliding contacts there. And then just reassemble it. There's that mysterious triangle shaped hole. That's what engages the shaft that goes into your transfer case to move the shift forks inside. But anyways, the biggest thing you need to do most times is just get these contact plates cleaned up and put it back together. Just take that cover off, maybe clean these little things, try not to bend them, but clean those off good with some contact cleaner and the contacts on that wheel. Once you do that, 99% of the time, that's going to get your shift motor working again. And, oh yeah, I mentioned the little stopper nub. And there it is on the back of the wheel, and then that hits on either side of that little triangle shaped quadrant thing there. So like I said, you needed to make sure that you knew which side of the quadrant that was on, and I didn't do that. So I'll have to figure it out when I put this back together. I might use this motor for other things. I'll probably put it back together and do a better training video here shortly. But now I'm babbling and this is getting long, so let me get it posted. And there you go, shift motor, transfer case for a 1354E.